When you overcome adversity, you can look forward to the new challenges ahead. Welcome as we talk about that great feeling of accomplishment. You're listening to the Surging Forward Podcast. Hello, and welcome to the Surging Forward broadcast, where we're helping you to have a positive view in a negative world. My name is David Valentine, and I'm here to help you see the value in the job you do and how you can keep surging forward. Well, hello again. This is Dave Valentine here talking to you guys again to help you to keep surging forward in the trades, in your career, or even in your own business. So, hey guys, I want to again welcome you back again. If this is your first time listening, you've come to a great show, and this is probably a cool episode to listen to as if this is your first one, because I'm going to talk about something today about that great feeling we get when you accomplish a goal. This is episode 55 of the Surging Forward podcast show. And, it's hard to believe that, one of my accomplishments, I'm really excited about it. I've been doing this for, I can honestly say, over a year now. So that's pretty cool. And I want to thank you for all your support out there. I always want to start off by giving some credit out to some of those out there who, a lot of you guys get a hold of me and email me, or you DM me and get a hold of me, direct message, whatever that's called, through Facebook. And that's awesome. Keep doing that. If you see me online on Facebook, Dave Valentine, and you see me with the Surging Forward there, hey, shoot me a friend request, because that's what it's all about. Creating an atmosphere and a team for us to all help each other keep surging forward. So, if you're hearing me the first time here, hey, check it out on Facebook there. I'm always looking and, can answer any of your questions, or I'll attempt to. I don't have all the answers. None of us do. We talk about that quite extensively on the show. That's why I'm really excited about this episode, because I haven't shared a whole lot of things going on, but there's been a lot of things going on behind the scenes, as far as getting this podcast down. So I think you're really going to like this, because I'm going to be talking about the 4 things that will help you achieve your goals and your ideas for accomplishment and what you want to do. So we're going to be talking about those in a few moments. So before I also start out, I want to make a shout out to Tony Pearson from West Virginia. He left a real cool, inspiring, just a note on my Facebook page, on the Surging Forward page. And he had, I guess, read some of the posts there. We were talking about some of the positive things. And this is really the aspiration of what a true leader is. He says he has 13 guys on his crew, and they're all electricians, but they're all at different various levels, and they work in different ways. So some are able to climb and jump, and, some can get anything done without any help. And some struggle a little bit, like with threading pipe or whatever the case may be. But he treats everyone equal. And this way he knows where the individuals are and how they can be the most productive. So he always has something for everyone. Oh, I just want to put kudos out there to Tony out there. That is the sign of a real leader. It's not about making myself better as a leader. It's about how many other people can I help succeed in finding their, just their aurora, what they can do. So that's the exciting thing about true leadership. And I call that servant leadership, and that's not my term. That's a term that's out there. You lead by example. You lead by finding what a person is good at, not just by pointing the finger and say, do it my way or the highway. And if, you don't like it, that's tough. I mean, I know we have a lot of thick-skinned guys out there and women who work in the construction field, and yeah, to a point, you do have to have a little bit of thick skin, okay? It's a tough job. You're in the heat and you're in the cold. All right. So when it's really, really hot and when it's really, really cold, 9 times out of 10, you're working outside. And when it's normal and it's a beautiful day out, 9 times out of 10, you're working inside. That's just the way it is. You know, when you're building things and you're doing something that are the benefit of other people, they usually don't see what goes on behind the scenes. And that's another thing about this episode we're going to be talking about. That feeling of accomplishment, usually very few people around you know what it took to get there. Everybody always looks up and says, oh, you got it made. You got that nice truck. You got this nice house. Boy, you get to go fishing every weekend, or you get to go camping every weekend, or wow, look at that nice hot rod you have. Or, you know, people are so envious of what you have, but they have no idea of the work that went behind it. I always get a kick out of guys who, you know, they see somebody in business all the time. And this happens to me, you know, they look at me and say, wow, you got it made. You got your own business. And for those of you that have your own business, I kind of chuckle with you. You don't have a clue of what goes on behind the scenes, the hours you have to put in, the time that you put in that you don't get paid for. If you really boil down of how much I get paid an hour when you have your own business, it's not very much, okay? And besides that, you don't make any overtime. We all know how that is. But the rewards can be just out of this world, not just with money, but just the feeling of getting it done. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. The title of this episode, That Great Feeling of Accomplishment. This is episode 55. Now I opened this, and we're going to go ahead and get along with this. And I opened it today with a very interesting statement. This statement came to mind. It's a quote from me. I just came up with the quote as I thought about it. I actually Googled it just to make sure that it wasn't copyrighted. So if you look at the picture of this title, I actually put my initials on this one here. So usually if you know me, those of you that know me, I usually don't do stuff like that. But this one really came to me as I was thinking about some of the things we have to go through. And I always try to be honest with, you know, all of y'all out there and, you know, with the people that work around me. And I'm honest with my students as I teach. You know, life is, it's not just a, you know, rose garden where you walk out and say, hey, I want to do this, or hey, I want to have a nice car. So, oh, well, wait a minute. I can't afford it. There's this thing called money that we have to do. Now, there's another group out there who I kind of struggle with this also. Wow, money is the root of all evil. So, you know, you can't go out and try to make money because that's a bad thing. Well, first of all, those of you that are quoting that as scripture or whatever the case may be, it doesn't say anywhere in the Bible that the money is the root of all evil. That is not the case. The love of money now is the root of all evil. And my friends, the love of anything that you put way above and beyond your fellow human beings or your friends or other people. If you love anything more than just people around you, then yes, that can be evil. I don't care if it's something that's good. It can hurt you. So when we set these goals, it should be for, you know, when we want to do well, it's so that we can help others. That's the ultimate goal of where we get at. So what I want to talk about today is how do we get to that point where we can say, wow, this is a great feeling of accomplishment. You know, we get up and you get up to that mountain and you can just look and say, wow. You know, you feel like you're getting beat down all the time. We've all heard that adage. What is it? 3 steps forward and 4 steps back. Well, how am I going to get there? I'm constantly going backwards. That's what we feel. We feel that a lot of times when we're working in our career, when you're outside in that heat and that cold, digging that ditch. It's like, really, I'm going to get to a point where I can get a company truck. How is that ever going to happen? Now, I really, at this point of the podcast, I'd really like for you, if you're listening to this and you have a friend of yours who works out there and just is discouraged, or has dreams and they just feel like they're getting squashed and just crushed out there, share this podcast with them. Teach them what a podcast is. You know what? You can lead from right where you are and just share this podcast to other people. It's free. There's nothing you have to do. If you have iTunes, hey, you simply go to iTunes and look up Surging Forward. We're right there. If you don't have iTunes, yeah, I have a YouTube video showing how you can listen to a podcast. Any podcast app, just go in there and type up Surging Forward. And you could share this episode right here with your friends. And then all you have to do is subscribe and you'll get the new episode every week. Okay, that's it. That's my sales pitch for the week. Take it or leave it. Do what you want with it. Doesn't matter. Because the reason we do things as we serve others, you can always lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So, okay, let's dive right into it. What are the 4 things? Just 4 simple rules. You know, we always hear 3 rules. You always hear 9 rules. You always hear whatever, how many rules they happen to be. Well, I'm going to go with 4. So 4 simple rules that you have to follow. The very first thing is, okay, you know, when we start out, you know, here's the 4 things to help you do the following. You know, we get to that point where you have a new goal. You have a new project you want to do. You're going to start a new job or even starting a new career. So here's the 4 things that you need to know to get to that point where you have that great feeling of accomplishment. Okay. Number 1, you want to know what the reason for the endeavor is. Okay. You have a new goal. Why are you setting that goal? What is the purpose? Is it something that's going to make you a better person? Is it going to help you financially? Is it going to help your family? Is it going to help your health? Is it going to put you in a better position to serve others? You want to know what the reason for that endeavor is. You know, the new project you're going on. Is it going to, you know, increase the value of your home? Is it going to, you know, help you and your family have a better space? Is it going to, you know, help you learn something that you didn't know before that will be able to excel your career even better? Is it a new job? Okay. Is this new job going to be able to, a stepping stone to take you to where you want to go at? And that even goes on with a new career. You know, what is the reason for this endeavor? You need to think about this before you quit another company. You know, if you're working for a company right now and you're just like, I'm just going to quit and move forward and go somewhere else. No, that's not what Surging Forward's about. Before you quit any company you're working for, I don't care how bad or how tough it is, understand the old saying, the grass is not always greener on the other side, my friends. You know, we look at people, we look on the other side of the fence, we say, wow, they got it made, so I'm going to quit my job and jump over there. Well, then you find out you don't know how to swim. They're all working in the water and you have no idea how to swim. So now you're worse off than you were before. You just didn't see the water over there before. You didn't see all the swampland over there. All you saw was the green grass. So my friends, understand what you're jumping into before you just say, I'm going to quit. So you have to identify the real reason for your endeavor. Because I've always tried to be truthful with you. Every job you do is hard. Success isn't just something you can walk out to a tree and pick up off an apple and say, oh, well, I'd like to have that success and I'd like to have this success. Well, you know, I don't like that success, so I'm not even going to do that one. That's not how it works, my friends. You know, the get rich quick schemes, the stuff that says, you know, hey, you know, get rich quick in 10 days or, you know, 90 days, I'm going to make you a real estate guru. Come on, man. Seriously? You're going to teach somebody in 90 days how to do $1 million transactions with real estate? Do you know how risky that is? You don't even understand the rules to the game. So, yeah, the only guy that's going to get rich is the one selling you that course. But anyhow, that's another deal right there. We'll talk about that some other day. Know your reason for the endeavor. Number 2, what is it you expect to accomplish? What are you going to accomplish with this new goal or the new project or the new job? Now, I'm saying this on a point, what happened with me, I have just accomplished something really great, and I'm excited. I've accomplished being on the air for over a year. And when I say over the air, I know it's not a radio thing. It's a podcast. But when I first started this out, I had no idea what a podcast was. And I'm looking at, and again, I just sent out a thing on the Facebook. Thanks for all the likes on the Surging Forward page. The word is getting out. I am just like, wow. Okay. Now, not for my own benefit. The other thing, behind the scenes, doing this podcast every week, what I wanted to accomplish was be able to make a difference in other people's lives. So you don't know how many times I've wanted to put this podcast out, or I just wanted to cancel the week because I just was too busy. You see, I took on a big task probably about 3 months ago. We had some hurricane damage to our house, and so I had some contractors come out and redo my roof. Well, we had a large rec room, and it was a pretty large room. And so since they did it, I took out some of the windows and they redid some stuff, but then it was like just bare in there. So I had this vision. I said, well, let's just put some drywall up. Me and my wife talked about it and we set it up. So my first thing on it, my reason for the endeavor was basically to make my house look better. But again, I had to deal with the costs, and it's like, okay, things are expensive, but let's move up ahead. Let's finally have a nice room. We've never really had a nice living room. Believe it or not, I've, been around for a while, but most of the time everything's all crunched. So I wanted to have a place where I could get together with people and really kind of have a good conference and enjoy one another without being cramped. So that's what I wanted to do. That was the reason for it. And that's kind of what I wanted to accomplish. So that's why I'm excited about this, because we actually have arrived, and I'm going to get to that in a few minutes. We finally got there. So the next thing, knowing what you want to accomplish. So that's number 2. So number 1 is know the reason for the endeavor. What is it you want to achieve? Number 2, what is it you expect to accomplish? Number 3, you want to keep your vision in sight. There will be some hurdles out there. Time almost killed me on this room edition and all this stuff we were doing in there. Guys, I feel you that you don't have time. Let me just give you a little brief thing of my schedule. And again, I know some of you might have less. Some of you guys might have a lot worse. Some of you guys might tell me like, wow, you have plenty of time. Well, here's the gist of my schedule. And of course, it's getting ready to get worse because school's getting ready to start. My schedule is I still work full time on a job. I am not self-employed as far as being financially dependent and, get to do whatever I please. I mean, I'm involved in a lot of Facebook groups myself to where, I'm looking for that freedom. Matter of fact, there's a book by a friend of mine named Vince called Freedom to Freelance. Freelance to Freedom. I'm sorry. His book is just coming out, so you can check that out on Amazon. And what a fantastic book. And, look on my webpage. You'll see it on there. You'll see it on my Surging Forward page where I'm promoting his book. But, I'd love to get to that point where I have the freedom to do things for others and travel and teach. If I had my choice, I teach tons of things for free. I want to put the information out there. But some of the things I do charge for, but the majority of the stuff I just give it away. So I try to help out people as I go along. So, but again, to have that freedom would be wonderful. But my time, so I work full time. It's 8 to 10 hours a day. Then when I come home, especially when school's getting ready to start, I teach for another 4 hours, 2 nights a week. All right. On top of that, I constantly have to get ready for this podcast. I, try to gather up a lot of information so I have something to talk about. Then I go out and I'm trying to design courses for my online courses, which takes a lot of time and effort trying to learn how to do the microphone, the photos, the pictures, PowerPoint, video, all this other stuff. So I have to go through all this training myself to figure out how to even use it. And so I only get to spend maybe 30 minutes to an hour a week just working on that by the time I go to all the training. So you're going to have these hurdles. Time is one of your worst enemies. Money. You don't have enough money to get all the most expensive stuff. Well, that's fine. You don't need all the most expensive stuff. Start from where you're at. The key is starting somewhere. Friends. Oh, all your friends are going out partying, drinking, having a good time, or whatever. They tell you, don't waste your time on being successful. Drink, be merry, and have a good time today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Well, you know what? Those are the guys that are going to be looking at you when you become successful going, wow, you got it made. And they have no idea how you got there. Because, my friends, it takes work. And then also, you're going to have problems. You're going to have problems. You want to keep your vision in sight despite the hurdles, despite the time, despite the money, despite your disencouraging friends. If your friends are always discouraging you about doing things, man, you need to get new friends. I don't know how to put it more bluntly than that, but the negativity will bring you down more than anything that I can talk about. That's why us here at Surging Forward, it's about creating a positive view in this negative world. Just look at the newscast right now. There's so much negativity. It just breaks my heart because I don't care what ethnic background you have. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care where you are. You can become successful doing what you want to do. Again, by following these few rules here. So, but I just want to encourage you, and this is an encouragement. It is not a discouragement. It's just a truth. There will be problems. You're going to run into roadblocks. So number 3 is probably the most important of all 4 of these rules because you have to keep that vision in sight because there's going to be things that just tear you away from it. So if you don't know what to expect and if you have no reason for the endeavor, you're surely going to lose sight of your vision. And if you lose sight of the vision, then guess what? You just quit. And you jumped over to the other side because you thought it looked better. And you thought it was going to be easy. Well, I'm just giving you the truth, my friends. It's not easy. When we did this room edition, me and my wife are hanging sheetrock overhead. Now, for some of you young guys, well, what's the big deal with that? Well, all right, I'm over 50 now, and I think I'm in good shape. I always have been in good shape. There's a couple days I thought I was going to die. That was just nuts. But I had a lot of help. I had to be a little humble. I had some friends of mine. Actually one great friend of mine, Tom Bennett, he came over and he sanded it for me and helped me out. This has been going on every single night. We've been working on this edition. I've been actually neglecting the podcast. I've been getting podcasts out every week, but if you notice, I haven't gotten any of the video out on YouTube. So those of you that like the video on YouTube, I've got a couple of the things I want to work on, some courses. But if you like the video, hey, drop me a line. I'll jump back on there and start getting those back on there. I'm going to actually try to do a couple of reviews on some of my home automation stuff. But the room, we just kept our vision on what this room was going to look like when we were done. So there was a lot of problems, a lot of discouragement from friends. They're like, Dave, you're wasting your time on that. Really? Oh, gosh. And believe me, money, Home Depot loved us. And I'm going to be working on paying some of that back too. Some of it's on credit, I got to admit. But again, it was hard work. And it was a lot of time we just sat there going, really? Let's just tear the whole thing down. This is ridiculous, But I'm coming now to number 4. Once it's achieved, you look for the next challenge. Wow. And I say that because this week, as of Friday of this week, I had a couple other great friends of mine Brian, Tom, and Mike Jezik, they came over with their company and he helped me out and got my HVAC all set up. Me and all of them worked on it. I got my brand new unit put in there and, the room just looks, it just popped. The carpet's all in, the furniture's all in. I got all my inspiration stuff around me in there. It's our wonderful living room. Eagles have always been my inspiration because you can soar like an eagle and you can succeed. We always hear the thing, how are you going to soar like eagles when I'm hanging around a bunch of turkeys? I used to hear that all the time. I used to say that, but I love the representation of the eagle, and it's all around the room. I've got the built-in cabinets that, my wife and I did, the accomplishment. And this was something that it was the first time her and I have done something for ourselves. And so it was so neat. And we're looking and just enjoying of how this room's going to serve others as we have people over. And, and it's a nice big room now to where we can have even meetings and, maybe Bible studies or course studies or success studies, for have future leaders to come over and share in that. But now that it's achieved, we're looking at the next challenge. Both of us are. Now I'm like, wow, we accomplished that. So now I know I can get the courses out there that I want to get course. I have this new inspiration to be able to go out there and say, wow, we can get this done. And I say we because it's not just a me thing. There's no way I could have finished this whole room by myself. That is where the bottom line comes in, my friends, for helping each other surge forward. That is what true leadership is. So, the moral of all this is, you start off with a goal. And you think about what's the reason for the endeavor. But it takes teamwork. You're not going to get it done yourself. You have to surround yourself with positive influence. Don't listen to the news media and all the stuff going out there about the hatred and just the negativity. Guys, we all have our own opinions on things. But is it helping us all to surge forward? Is it giving you a positive message? Or is it just something to drag you down and to cause the diversity and cause the anger and cause all the garbage that's going on right now? So understanding that, we all have to be in things together to help each other succeed. And that's what's great about it. I just loved what Tony said. And I stated it from before. He left it on my Facebook page. He left it on there and he talked about how his crew is different. And so many of them struggle in different ways. But yet he treats everyone as equal. How great is that? What an inspiration. And Tony, again, I thank you for putting that on the page right there, Surging Forward. So check out our Surging Forward page. This is the difference we're making to people like Tony, making a difference in this world, making a difference to the people around him. That's what we are. We're leaders. A true leader is one that helps people around them make a difference. And then those people go out and make difference around there. That's where it starts. So, here's my challenge for you, my friends. Here's my challenge. Before I give that, let's review the 4 things. How you can achieve your goals, your new project, your new job, or your new career. The first thing, know the reason for the endeavor. Number 2, what is it you expect to accomplish? Number 3, keep your vision in sight. There's going to be hurdles. There's going to be issues with time. There's going to be money and financial issues. You're going to have friends that tear you down. And you're going to run into problems. But keep the vision ahead of you. And then once it's achieved, look for the next challenge. So here's my challenge to you, my friends. What is it that you want to be known for? Do you want to be known as the guy that tears everybody down? Do you want to be known as the guy who's constantly negative? Do you want to be known as the guy who nobody really wants to be around? Or do you want to be known as the guy with the positive attitude? When things look really dismal, like they can't be done, come on guys, let's find a way how to get this up there. What do we need to do? That's the leader. Which one do you want to be known as? Send me an email. Let me know your accomplishments. And we can share them together. So that's what's neat about it. You know, my friend Tony, he's out there in West Virginia there somewhere. But guess what? Tony now has made a difference with somebody in California who's listening to this podcast. Or he's made a difference to somebody in Japan. I got some listeners in Japan now. or Australia or whoever the case may be. You don't even know Tony, but he's inspiring somebody who doesn't even know. That's what's inspiring about the whole thing as we surge ahead and keep surging forward. So that's my challenge to you, my friends. Which one do you want to be? The negative guy or the positive guy? Well, guys, check out the Surging Forward site on Facebook. I'd love for you to check it out. Hey, if I can get 500 likes, tell your friends about Surging Forward. Look me up on Facebook. I'm at about 250 something likes right now, and that's just, to me, is awesome. I'm just like, I wasn't expecting all of this. Now, some of you guys listen and say, wow, that doesn't sound like a whole lot. But for me, it was a lot because I'm just an old little country boy. So I tell you what, I'd love to get about 500 likes. That would be awesome. But, it's not all about the numbers. It's about the quality. That's what I believe in. Also, too, let me know what kind of courses you would like to hear, because I'm going to be getting involved in the leadership courses and building some of those up. Also want to give a shout out to Ryan Jackson. He's got some great electrical courses out there. Chad Flynn, he's also got some great electrical courses out there. On the Canadian side, Electrical Success. And people ask me, say, wow, well, why are you referring to them? You do your own electrical courses. You know what? There's plenty out there. Training, where does the training end? Okay? You might learn one from one person and learn something from someone else, and you're taking the same course. What difference does it make? Check out the www.surgingforward.com website. Love for you to check that out. And, we're looking forward to having some great guests coming up. I'm talking to a couple people right now so we can get some things on the schedule here. But I just want to say again, thank you for all of your encouragement. I shared a little bit about what's been going on behind the scenes. It's a tough road, and it has been tough. But I kept my eye on the vision. And I never neglected doing this podcast, because this podcast is what helped me finish my room edition, believe it or not. Now you go think about that for a little bit and you can figure that out. Till next week, my friends, you have a great week and find somebody to be positive to. In the meantime, stay safe and keep surging forward. Have a great week, my friends. Bye-bye.